This life that we're in now, it's like such a tiny little piece of the eternal, infinite selves that we are. I think of everyone as being an aspect of divinity. So we're all, facets of the one divine. So when you think about the eternal perspective of this energy that we are, it's playful. It's playful and dancing and swirling and tumbling. So to me, it feels like a natural fit with MAGiCK to have a lightness and a fun 2-year vibe.
Follow your bliss. There isn't anything else that you can do, really, but follow your bliss. And Joseph Campbell said this, who's an Aries, and he's awesome. Was awesome.
Yeah.
And because that is your navigational system, period, is if you're feeling aligned or not. And I think if you're not feeling aligned, you're not doing what's correct for you. And so we need to pay very close attention to how we feel. And unfortunately in our culture, which this gives us an opportunity to overcome this, which is a great opportunity for growth. But unfortunately in our culture, we tend to devalue how we feel and overvalue what we're thinking and overvalue what we're supposed to do, And I think that thoughts and feelings are a loop, and they influence each other, and our thoughts matter greatly. But checking in deeply with how we feel about something as to whether or not we really care about this or not. The caring about something is the guidance, because it tells you what you're here to do. There's moment to moment. People ask me a lot, can you tell me what my life purpose is? And I know we want to know that. I feel that it's revealed moment to moment, like now, like right now. With what you want to do. You want to go get a sandwich, or would you like to pet your dog? It's as simple as those things, just starting right there. What feels aligned? Just playing with that. Even just starting with that, and then the bigger things too.
A soulgasm for me is where purpose, power, passion, and prosperity align for soulgasm every time. So what that means is you're walking in your purpose, you feel the passion, you stir that power that comes from within your soul, and you experience a prosperous prosperity in your life as a result of living that. And being that and enjoying that.
Before you do anything, anytime during the day, stop and check in with yourself and ask yourself, does this ring true for me? Am I doing this for me? Or am I doing this for someone else? Or because I think someone else wants me to do this? This meaning whatever, whether it's going to the job you hate or going to a job you love. Ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Does it ring true for me? And if it does, go for it. If it doesn't, check in with yourself and ask yourself, what can I do differently to shift my perception and to shift the energy so that I can be doing something that I love?
I do want to address one thing, which is the idea of dream, right? A dream of yours? See, I don't believe in that. I believe in dreaming. It's great. And like interpretation, it's terrific. But a dream or a wish automatically puts whatever you want in a category that already is out of your reach. Something that's not real for you. It's the weird vocabulary. Words are so powerful. Yeah. So instead, what I tell everybody I talk to all the time is, do you ever do layaway? See, I did way back in the day. For those of you that don't know layaway, when you don't have any money, the way I was raised and how I raised my youngest daughter, and you want something, you go to the store and you can put it on layaway. You put down a little bit of money, they don't charge you interest, and you go every week and you pay on it and then you pick it up. But the second you put it on layaway, they can't sell it to somebody else. And so I never think in terms of dreams or wishes. I think in terms of layaway.
Okay.
I say, what you want for your life is there. You bought it. Go pick it up. Just go pick it up.
And you're making the payments on it until you can pick it up.
Right. It's already yours. It's not going anywhere. They're not selling it to anybody else. And it's your job to make the payments, but then you just go pick the crap up.
Oh
it's yours.
That's so good.
It belongs to you. So that's the difference. I think that's a real big problem with our vocabulary in today's society. It's not a dream. It's not a wish. It's yours.
Yeah.
I got dreams of a big Victorian mansion by the sea, but I don't really think I like my house. That's just a dream. I don't really want that. But I do things I really do want. I think about that way. It's mine, and I'm going to get it.
And the visualization is that I use, I pray and visualize at the same time. And when you pray and you're visualizing the thing that you're saying and speaking and praying for, wow, amps up. And you really can create a kick-ass life for yourself. If you see that kick-ass life, you pray it out, you feel it, you sense it, you vibrate it. And then next thing you know, it shows up.
My rituals now are like homesteading and teaching my kids how to cook and how to be useful, play outside, disconnect, what it's like to go outside, collect sticks and make a fairy house or a little fort, or, for the little guy, Peyton, for helping him find bugs, and Kaylin pick up caterpillars. Like, the connection, establishing that is very magical. And, there's no one way to describe faith nowadays. You pray, you go to your place of worship, whether it's the woods or church or whatever it is, and that's great routine but I think people get lost in their identity. And I don't want to influence my children, their spirituality anyway. I want them to discover it themselves, but I want to present them with the basis.
Just going really back to the origins of magic in my personal life, I think I was practicing magic as a child and didn't know that that's what it was. There was no context for that. Directing my will, using things that I found and concentrating my thoughts and trying to direct things. I remember trying to practice telekinesis as a kid. I was grounded and I had nothing else to do, so I'd be staring out the window trying to make a leaf move, so I was always engaged with this. I've had astral travel experiences most of my life, spontaneously, and I had a car accident that sort of really activated that. I had a spinal cord injury, so I was having them often, and also Kundalini experiences from that. My whole nervous system got really activated in ways that were beyond what we would normally develop.
Some of us, our gift is to offer grounding and earthiness. Like, I'm a Virgo, and I'm very, very grounded. People are always coming to me for mentoring and saying, like, you're the most grounded person I know. I need your help. And so, when I need to be in my visionary state, I don't typically do that work alone. I need to go to someone who has a heightened sense of possibility, who's not so sort of grounded on the earth. So we all have these beautiful gifts to offer, and I think communing with them and sharing them is, it's just such a beautiful way to, like, energize the village again, which has kind of been lost for so long.
If you look at what being a pagan is really all about, it's about honoring nature, honoring the solar cycle and the lunar cycle, and just being real. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I never found that in any of the other paths that I was in. It was always about a set of rules that you had to do, and that just didn't resonate with me. And the only rule is just be yourself and harm none. I'm like, well, shit, I can do that. And when it's all on you, when you don't have that list of rules to go by, and that's when you really know it's all on me, and I create my own life. I create my own reality.
And that's what I want to invite my listeners to do, is live this. Because if we're just thinking about it, it's from the neck up. And that's not what we all are really craving. I think we're all really craving to be in our hearts. And I think we're also craving being connected with the lower chakra system too, in a way that's not unconscious. I think maybe not everyone, but I think people are craving more information about sexuality and the connection between sex and spirit. And I think, which is pretty much to me what magic is. I think all magic is sex magic. It is the union of the masculine and the feminine, of the conscious and the unconscious, and bringing those two things together to create change in accordance with one's will. Will being your personal will as connected to divinity.
I really believe that clutter clearing is square one, and that's in all areas. So it's clearing clutter out of your diet, clearing limiting beliefs, clearing old grudges that we're holding, forgiving, just releasing anything that doesn't serve us in the physical or non-physical worlds. And this is an ongoing practice. So it's not like an event, like, oh, I cleared clutter that one time and now I'm done. It's like a constant thing to be looking, do I still feel great in this outfit? Do I still want to eat this, whatever this is? Is this still nourishing me? To always be aware of releasing the things that no longer serve. And then one day you might realize, I've been operating on this belief that I don't deserve good, and I do, and now I discovered it, and now I can release it. And so to be I think our work as magical people, any kind of magical person or metaphysician, is to be constantly doing that, transmuting, transforming, releasing that which no longer serves.
So there's contrast too, and part of how we refine is by learning things via contrast.
Yeah.
So it's totally normal and natural to not feel good a lot of the time, because you figure, oh, whoa, okay, and you figure out this is the direction. It's when you stay with what doesn't feel good, out of your own best. This is when you stay in a life that's not aligned.
We are never ever promised anything. And if we wait around for people to give it to us, if we wait for the love we want, or we wait for the kid we want, or we wait for the whatever it is we want, it's not going to fall into your lap. And if it does, oh my gosh, great, never happened to me. You got to work for it, but you also have to own it in your heart. It's already mine. I just have to get there.
And show up with your flaws too. Like, I think that people who are waiting to create their kick-ass life are people who are afraid that they have to be perfect before they begin. And, none of us is expecting that of each other.
Be who you are, know who you are, and love who you are. Always follow your dreams, never give up, even if there's obstacles in the way. Stay positive, love yourself, even in the bad times, dark times. Love yourself even more in the great times, and never give up on your dream. You can do anything you want to do.
Look at what you have. Sometimes you have a kick-ass life, and you're just not looking. And be careful, because sometimes in going to make it something else, or thinking something else would be better, you forget that just a little tending would create exactly what you wanted where you were. And so, along with just grab it, if that's what you want, just grab it, I'd say also make really, really sure, make so sure that the kick-ass life that you want isn't already there.